Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. I decided that I would do a reading on Hunter Biden instead of Joe Biden this time because I have had a request for Joseph Biden, which I'm assuming is Joe Biden. But I've done a few readings already about the elections and Biden's mental health as well, so I think I've looked into him for, well, enough for now. So today I want to look at his son Hunter because we've had a few things happening in the media recently revolving him. There's been some allegations about connections to the Ukraine. There's some hard drive somewhere from a laptop with emails, all that sort of thing. So there's been a lot revolving around him, so we're going to take a look at him today. We're going to start with the Urban Tarot deck, which is more of a fairly modern looking deck, and if you want to ask any more questions, we're going to go to the Modern Witch Tarot, which even though it's not quite urban looking, it definitely has more modern imagery, like for instance this nice motorcycle, which you don't see in the Rider-Waite deck. Anyway, so as per usual, I am an intuitive reader. If I see something a certain way, I'm going to tell you how I see it. And if you see something else in the cards that I'm not mentioning, or you see a different angle, make sure to leave that in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and see what we can get on Hunter Biden. Okay, we've got quite a lot of cards wanted to fall out. Also interesting to note is that while shuffling, I noticed that the tower had flipped itself over in the deck without throwing itself out, but if it slipped over, that does mean it wants to be in the reading. Let's take a look what we got here. We start off with the Ten of Swords, also aptly called Ruin down there, because even without allegations in Ukraine, I believe as well here, the Eight of Cups, which is called indolence, as you can see over here. It also looks very much like they have been wasting a lot of time. They're also fairly, what shall I say, hedonistic. They've been stacking glasses of what looks like beer or something along those lines, and they're just like doing whatever they want, and it's a bit of a game. Then we have here the Prince of Discs, the Day Trader, so this is a reference to how much money they have. So far we have, also here the Universe reversed. So with these four cards over here, this is almost like the internal world of Hunter Biden almost, and this is more the extended world around him almost. I tend to get like more in detail for the person and then the situation on the second row, I noticed. Anyway, so here we're seeing somebody who has been fairly, I don't know if you would call the word pampered, but maybe he's been letting himself go a lot. He's got certain habits, also certain money habits. He likes to make a lot of money, also likes to spend it, and that has led to some worry. It says here ruin. Ten of Swords is usually somebody worrying over something at night, so I'm thinking that even though he may come off as somebody who's got everything reasonably under control, I think underwater he's not too happy about his current life, even though this does seem like a cycle, almost like an addiction or something to the good life and the money. Then we have the Universe in reverse here. She appears to be walking over a town. Let me just take a look. She seems to be standing on top of a very tall building. I'm just going to take a quick look. Yeah, if you look at this, she's standing on, I think it's one of those very popular, or at least it's a reference to one of those buildings in New York, I think it is. Is it the Empire State Building that has those gargoyle-like extensions on the side? I don't know. But they appear to be trying to walk off of that into the universe. It almost has like a Fool energy to it. Oh, wait. This is, of course, a different deck, so I'm guessing that this is the Fool of this deck. Pretty sure that's what we're looking at. That's why it looks so similar. In this case, they have a cat sitting there. So yeah, this is not the world as I was thinking. This is the Urban Tarot version of the Fool, but in this case, they call it the Universe. And it is kind of relevant in the sense that the Fool trusts that the universe will guide it. And as you can see, she is stepping on steps that weren't there before, but because she's so sure of herself and sure of the universe, the steps appear just because she wants to walk into the sky. However, it was reversed, so this does seem to me as somebody who is unwilling to let fate guide their way, or they want to have an influence over everything. And if you see these 4 cards here, it does make sense, because if you're interested in making a lot of money, you don't want to leave everything to chance. And if you have a habit to support, you want to make sure this part keeps going, and you might end up worrying a little bit too much about how things might go that you may not have control over. This is what I'm seeing here in this first line. Over here we do have a continuation with a disruption in harmony. This is the 10 of Cups, called Satiety when it's upright. Right there, and this looks like a gay pride parade over here. We got lots of colors, lots of people celebrating, but it looks, oh, there's also the kid from the sun is down here. You see him? You know, there's usually like a blonde-headed kid on a horse. This looks like him right there, so I guess that's also to indicate that this is a very joyful, bright card with lots of good prospects, but it's reversed, so I'm guessing he's not seeing that positive outlook right now. At least the tarot says that he isn't, and we can definitely see that he is in trouble, at least in media, which is interesting because we have the journalist right here, so they're definitely looking at him. What's this? The computer, what does that say? Costume designer. Oh, Princess of Cups. Okay. So we do have what is the Page of Cups here, and that's usually like an emotional surprise of some sort. Perhaps a good one, I don't know, because right now it's sandwiched between the reverse 10 of Cups and the journalist right here, so I'm thinking that whatever is in the news right now, he was not expecting that to show up, so he was not pleasantly surprised with that. We do have here the Game Master, Knight of Swords, so that means a lot of words. Might be a lot of people talking right now to try and make the situation more positive for him. People trying stuff behind the scenes, rather. This guy is called a Game Master, so there's people who know how politics works, who know how the law works, all sorts of people I'm seeing trying to rectify the situation for him, because I don't believe that he wanted that laptop to go missing. I'm not really sure how that works legally, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are currently trying to get things sorted. That's what I'm seeing. We also have the 9 of Swords. Reversed, it says science upside down, or rather upright. So 9 of Swords here, once again reversed, and it is like another worry card. And I think I said that with the 10 of Swords, but 10 of Swords is somebody laying on a beach impaled. And that similar imagery is also in applied here, but in this case we see a snake as well, so it's like they're waiting for snakes to pop out of the grass and bite them, and this one does not look particularly friendly. It looks very poisonous, so I'm thinking he's expecting somebody to really hit him hard, maybe with some type of lingering poison. Like, okay, this could be, because we have over here the tower as well, this could lead to something that we may not return from, or will at least cause a lot of trouble. That's what a tower usually signifies, an event that really sets everything upside down, shakes your whole world up, and is very tumultuous. Look at all this water down here. Water as well is a lot of emotions, so if this card is showing up, I'm also seeing a lot of emotional trauma and damage, not necessarily financial, because all we really have here is the Queen of Swords reversed right now. This strikes me as a female who's going to try and come to his rescue, but who is going to be saying things that's going to end up being taken the wrong way, or perhaps may not be completely truthful and will later be found out, because they are also next to the Tower event and the 9 of Swords, so that's not a great lineup so far. So we're seeing a lot of worry, and we're seeing a lot of hasty actions, disharmony, there's people over here digging, people trying to pull things back in order. Not really sure if that's going to work. The tower seems to suggest that there's at least going to be a big event coming that's going to wreck things as they are now, and this lineup might end up being disturbed. Let's see if we can figure out what the future holds for Mr. Hunter Biden. Like, how is he going to come out of this? What's it going to look like? Oh, first card that falls out, 10 of Swords. Once again, like I said last time, I tend to get the same cards when I shuffle a second deck. That only confirms the concern And the Darks Before the Dawn, what do we have here? This one flipped over in the deck. Hello. It looked like the Eight of Wands. It is. So this is kind of in line with the Game Master over here. The Eight of Wands is a lot of action. It's also often explained these days as online action. So we're also looking at, for instance, somebody who is on the motorcycle over there trying to stay ahead of the sticks. Perhaps somebody trying to frantically manage the media or social media. People might be outcrying for certain things to happen and they might be trying to fix that somehow. Here comes a King of Cups. Somebody who is fairly emotionally imbalanced or might try to invoke some emotions to try and calm things down. Perhaps Joe himself trying to come into the rescue for his son. Don't know. I mean, it is a king energy, and I'm pretty sure that the king in his life is definitely going to be an older male, and his father is fairly important in his life, I'm pretty sure. So, oops, we got lots of things here. Five of Pentacles comes out first, which is more of a bankruptcy card, not necessarily financial bankruptcy. Right upright, I would say that it would be something financial or at least physical bankruptcy, but it's a reverse, so I read this as moral bankruptcy, or at least feeling lost and defeated internally. We also have some extra cards here. Seven of Swords, that's some deceit, particularly with words, lies, manipulation. Somebody might be manipulating him, don't know. We're just going to put that over here. Is it him? Two of Cups. Now, this looks like somebody who's going to have a falling out with them. They're going to lose somebody close or somebody that they had some type of business dealing with, perhaps. Doesn't have to be romantic or even familial. It could just be somebody who he had a deal with that's now going to fall through. The Fool is back though. The Fool was under here earlier, so maybe now he's just going to say, well, heck, if I lose everything, I'm just going to do whatever and see where it lands. Or maybe he's just going to be even more irresponsible. And the Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords. Didn't we have the Page of Swords earlier? No, we had the Page of Wands earlier. Okay. Oh, they had the Queen of Swords over here. So Page of Swords is also that youthful energy, head over heels, saying things perhaps a little too quickly, a little too heated perhaps. And I'm thinking that they're going to end up saying things that's going to end up biting them in the behind, because it's right next to the snake over here. Do I want to figure out what this person is or who this person is? Two of Cups. Oops, excuse me. Two of Cups, let's take a look who that might be. What type of relationship they have with this Two of Cups person. Wait. Not everything at the same time, please. There we go. Right, we have here Ten of Wands. That's a lot of work being done, perhaps unnecessarily or just too much. Hay on their fork, as they say that in the Netherlands. What do we have here? This is the Magician. So it's somebody who is fairly influential, and they're going to have an issue with him. Maybe they're doing too much work on his behalf right now because he is next to the Ten of Wands. Could be that they're working really hard to try and fix things, just like the Game Master over here. And they might end up having a falling out. Actually, we did put the Page of Swords on top of the Game Master, so perhaps we're going to see somebody, maybe we won't see it, but it might happen in the background that somebody's working really hard to try and fix everything for him, that he's going to have some type of words with them, he's going to be foolish with them, and eventually have a falling out because of it, because they feel like they've been doing a lot of work. They're actually very influential and able to get things done, but they're not appreciated. Six of Swords. Not traveling anywhere for a while, not doing anything casually. At least that's what I'm seeing. Like they could have let this person guide them, lining up in here as well. You see this person who is rowing the boat or using that stick in any case to push the boat along, and that would be the Game Master. And because of this falling out, that's not happening. That means he's going to be on his own. And finally, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is somebody being very frugal and trying to make the best decisions with their finances and stuff like that, doing all their worldly goods as carefully as possible. So I'm thinking after all of this, it looks like he's going to really take a step back and just really look at his decisions and try to figure himself out. Perhaps for the first time, I don't know. Has he ever really done money management before? Because the cards underneath here didn't seem to suggest that. Well, he does have like certain businesses that he's running, I think, or at least some high position somewhere that have led him to a certain level of comfort, I think. And that is kind of being taken away now, so he has to do it all from the start, is what it looks like at least. Certain people are going to leave him alone, and then he's going to be on his own for a while, and hopefully, for him at least, he'll be able to figure himself out. So that's what I'm seeing for Hunter Biden. What will this do to the campaign? I'd like to draw a few Urban Tarot cards for that. What influence is this going to be for the elections? What's going to happen because of this? Oh. Again. So this is again the Five of Pentacles. We had this one over here already, so I'm guessing that this is not a positive result for him and his family who are trying to win these elections. Put it right next to the other Five of Pentacles. It's like because if you look at the card, it's in a hospital. They're looking at an X-ray over there, and it's not a great result. So I think this is going to end up festering and bringing things to light that have been going on in the background for some time that they may have been able to ignore, but now they're going to have to deal with. Because people who are experts at lighting these things up have now shown that there is a problem. Anything else we can see real quick? Oh, we got two of them. Empress, it's kind of like this, so I'm reading these as reversed. Empress reversed, that's the mother figure, and they are taking a step back perhaps as well. Perhaps Mother Biden does not appreciate all this stuff going on. We also see here the Lovers reversed. It's two cards. That's actually pretty sad if you look at this. This is the motherly, nurturing nature that's taking a step back, and this is the Lovers as well. So maybe he had some type of relationship perhaps going on somewhere in the background, and it's not going to be, it's going to take a hit, these relationships with him and these people. I don't think it's going to be permanent, but at least for the time being, we're seeing some trouble there as well, which the Ten of Cups in the background here was also pointing towards the disharmony that we are feeling or seeing in his life. So that is it for now. Hope you found that interesting. If you want me to do a reading about something, make sure to leave that in the comment section below, and then I'll take a look. I'll add it to the list, and we'll handle it at some point. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like. It really helps the channel, and bye-bye for now.